Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm Irtnitla Inkamoklam. On the News Mongolia today, Ulaanbaatar has banned waste disposal outside the hours of 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. to improve waste management. Mongolia ranks second out of 185 countries in the world for cancer incidence and mortality. Government launches a strategic AI development initiative in partnership with UNDP. For other news, stay tuned. Ulaanbaatar has restricted waste disposal to between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. as part of efforts to improve waste management. The new regulation aims to ease traffic congestion by shifting waste collection to nighttime hours. Details as follows. As part of efforts to improve waste collection and transportation management, a new regulation has been introduced in Ulaanbaatar, prohibiting waste disposal outside the hours of 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. In other words, waste transportation has been shifted to nighttime hours to align with road traffic conditions. Regarding this change, Mungkhirten, head of the Environmental Pollution and Waste Management Department of Ulaanbaatar City Council, stated, "A decision has been made to collect and transport waste at night. To enhance waste management, we are working to install separate bins for sorted waste and use designated vehicles for waste collection, with plans to implement these measures within the first quarter of the year." Public participation is crucial in fostering a proper waste disposal culture. Citizens should avoid littering in unauthorized areas and refrain from throwing cigarette butts or other waste out of car windows. We urge the public to report violators to their local district or neighborhood authorities to ensure accountability. Therefore, we call on everyone to refrain from littering in public spaces. He also highlighted ongoing efforts to educate and train school and kindergarten-aged children on proper waste sorting and disposal habits by encouraging them to use designated waste bins. It is worth noting that this waste management initiative was first implemented in Chingilte district 2 weeks ago and has already shown positive results. February 4th is observed as World Cancer Day. According to 2024 statistics, over 8,000 new cases of cancer were registered in Mongolia, with 64% of these diagnosed at advanced stages. This reflects a concerning trend of citizens neglecting their health, as indicated by the findings of screenings. Therefore, experts emphasize the need to establish a routine for citizens to undergo preventive screenings at least once every season or year.
The majority of cancer patients registered at the State Secondary Central Hospital have stomach, liver, pancreas, or gastrointestinal cancers. About 300 cases recorded in the past year alone at the hospital. The causes of gastrointestinal cancers are directly linked to lifestyle choices. Therefore, to prevent these conditions, individuals over the age of 35 are advised to undergo annual screenings, such as gastroscopy, endoscopy, and an abdominal ultrasound. If any symptoms arise, it is crucial to seek medical attention immediately. Early detection offers a higher chance of effective treatment before the condition worsens, according to medical experts. Due to the lack of early detection programs, early-stage cancers are rarely diagnosed. People generally seek medical help only after clinical symptoms related to the disease appear, which often happens when the cancer is already at an advanced stage. In most cases, the cancers are at stages 3 or 4. In these situations, treatments such as chemotherapy and surgery are typically combined. However, if cancer is detected in its early stages, the chances of successful recovery significantly increase. With the establishment of a nuclear diagnostic center at the State Secondary Central Hospital, citizens can now diagnose this stage of their cancer and, if diagnosed, monitor the effectiveness of the treatments. Additionally, they can take part in the preventive screenings. Although this equipment is expensive, it is available to the public for over 1 million Mongolian Tugruks with the support of the health insurance scheme. This system eliminates the need for multiple separate tests. This technology is highly advanced. In addition, radioactive medicines are produced daily, which contributes to the high cost. The service is priced at around 2.5 million Mongolian tugruks, with 40% covered by health insurance, leaving the citizen to pay the remaining 60%.
Our main goal is to implement changes to the immunization law that would include the cervical cancer vaccine and the vaccination schedule in Mongolia. The significance of this implementation is clear, as every year more than 400 women are diagnosed with cancer and over 160 women die from cervical cancer. Our goal is to eliminate this disease in the future and work towards preventing its occurrence.
Each year, over 20,000 citizens from Mongolia travel to South Korea for cancer diagnosis and treatment. Although these individuals often hope to be cured and invest all their savings, many return without being fully treated. In today's society, nearly every household faces the issue of cancer. Mongolian National Broadcaster will address the challenges faced by patients traveling abroad for treatment in a series of programs set to be broadcast starting next month.
Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
The Ministry of Digital Development, Innovation and Communications, in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, has launched a strategic initiative to advance artificial intelligence development in Mongolia. The initiative aims to leverage artificial intelligence to support sustainable development goals with a focus on environmental protection, combating desertification, and promoting afforestation. UNDP Mongolia resident representative Matilda Dimowska emphasized the organization's commitment to supporting Mongolia's inclusive and sustainable digital transition. The government and UNDP announced that the Data Plus AI Conference 2025 will take place on February 13th. The AI development strategy will be officially presented at the event, where industry experts will provide insights on driving collaboration and innovation. Mongolia welcomed more than 28,000 tourists in January, driven by initiatives to boost winter tourism. Many of the visitors came from South Korea, reflecting a growing trend among Asian tourists to celebrate the Lunar New Year holiday in Mongolia. Experts suggest this upward trend signals a promising future for the country's tourism sector. In 2024, Mongolia received 810,000 international visitors, generating $1.6 billion in revenue, according to the Ministry of Culture, Sports, Tourism and Youth. This marks a 40.3% increase compared to pre-pandemic levels in 2019, and is largely attributed to hosting international sporting events. Looking ahead, the ministry unveiled its international events calendar for 2025 with two major events set for February. Tourism Week 2025 will take place from February 10th to 14th, featuring activities promoting Mongolia's tourism sector. Winter Hiking Festival 2025 is scheduled for February 15th and 16th. In 2024, the inaugural Winter Hiking Festival saw around 300 participants. This year's event aims to expand winter tourism and Mongolia's seasonal appeal. The festival is being organized by the Ulaanbaatar Tourism Department, the Mongolian Hiking Association, and the Mongol Ole Association. So far, 250 hikers from Japan, South Korea, China, Inner Mongolia, the Czech Republic, and Italy have registered to participate.
You're watching News Mongolia. Let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Thank you for staying with us. Now we'll shift our attention to foreign news provided by our international partner news agencies. President Donald Trump said Tuesday that he wants the U.S. to take ownership of the Gaza Strip and redevelop it after Palestinians are resettled elsewhere. He made the remarks in a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
The first visit of a foreign leader during Trump's second term comes amid lagging support for Netanyahu in Israel. The Israeli Prime Minister faces competing pressure from his right-wing coalition to end a temporary truce in Gaza and from war-weary Israelis who want the remaining hostages home and the 15-month conflict to end. Netanyahu told reporters a lasting peace isn't possible if Hamas is left standing. Trump claimed the proposal had widespread support. Trump also reiterated that he feels Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon and said if they get one, that will be very unfortunate for them. Moreover, Donald Trump said he plans to visit Israel and even says he plans to make a trip to Gaza.
Of wonderful people has had to endure. The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site.
So obviously, you can't talk about peace neither with Hamas or in the Middle East if this toxic, murderous organization is left standing. Any more than you could make peace in Europe after World War II if the Nazi regime was left standing and the Nazi army was left standing.
And I think a lot of bad...
China announced retaliatory tariffs on select American imports and an antitrust investigation into Google on Tuesday, just minutes after a sweeping levy on Chinese products imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump took effect. Trump planned to talk with Chinese President Xi Jinping in the coming days. It is being scheduled and will happen very soon, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Tuesday. This time, analysts said China is much better prepared, announcing a slew of measures that go beyond tariffs and cut across different sectors of the U.S. economy. The government is also more wary of upsetting its own fragile and heavily trade-dependent economy.
It's been a chaotic few days for the world economy. Just after midnight on Tuesday, President Trump of the United States put 10% tariffs on imports from China, and the Chinese retaliated almost immediately by saying they'd start taxing U.S. products including coal, crude oil, and big engine cars. The Chinese also restricted exports of critical minerals that are important to the U.S. tech industry, and they launched an investigation into Google's alleged antitrust practices. However, the Chinese have delayed their retaliation until February 10th, and that's going to leave some time for negotiation, and President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are expected to meet within the next few days.
This isn't the first round of tit-for-tat actions between the two countries. China and the U.S. engaged in an escalating trade war in 2018, when Trump repeatedly raised tariffs on Chinese goods, and China responded each time. China said it would implement a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas products, as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, and large engine cars imported from the U.S. The tariffs would take effect next Monday. The World Trade Organization confirmed Tuesday it received notice of China's request for consultations with the United States regarding the tariffs imposed on Chinese goods. The impact of China's measures on U.S. exports may be limited, though the U.S. is the biggest exporter of liquid natural gas globally. It does not export much to China. In 2023, the U.S. exported 173,247 million cubic feet of LNG to China, about 2.3% of its total natural gas exports, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. China imported less than 110,000 vehicles from the U.S. last year, though auto market analyst Lei Xing thinks the tariffs will be painful for GM, which is adding the Chevrolet Tahoe and GMC Yukon to its China lineup, and for Ford, which exports the Mustang and F-150 Raptor pickup. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.